Yep, that was crazy. I actually was watching New Jack City with Wesley Snipes in prison. And he would do Nino Brown. I was locked up with Nino Brown, the real Nino Brown, in federal prison.
DJ Bandana.
Hey yo, what's good? It's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected, Mr. I Am Buffalo, Power 93.7 WBLK. We got the homie BalisticMan. What's good?
What's goody, aka Puerto Rican Pac in the building.
Definitely. You heard it. We got some more friends in the building. Everybody introduce yourself.
Ya tú sabes, Wally La Amenaza.
What's up, Adrian from 80 Empire, y'all?
Yeah, Lucas, aka Sir Digital, 80 Empire.
Yes, sir. Those are the producers, and that's my man Wally, you know what I mean, featuring on the record too. Puerto Rico, Boricua in the house.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just a random question. What did you just say when you was just talking in Spanish?
So you already know Wally La Amenaza.
Oh, okay.
La Amenaza means the threat.
Oh, okay, cool. That was dope.
Yeah, you gotta ask him because I don't speak no Spanish.
Oh, you don't speak Spanish?
I said it on the record too. I said, Puerto Rican don't even speak Spanish.
Oh, I thought you was just saying that.
Yeah, my dad's right from the island, but I unfortunately just didn't speak no Spanish. What funny ass stories. I went into my aunt's house. They only speak Spanish in my family's house.
Yeah.
And when I was young, she was like, in our house we only speak Spanish. She said it in Spanish, I understand a little bit. I was like, well, I ain't speaking to you then. I thought she was gonna beat the shit out of me. She called my father, and she's like, this is all your fault. They were just going at it. And
Wow.
it was hilarious. Yeah.
So you at least understand some of it, right?
A little bit. I'm Puerto Rican and Italian, so half and half.
And that's crazy. My dad is from Nigeria, so when they speaking like, I don't know what African, I guess. I have no idea.
They call you a fake Nigerian? That's what they were saying about me.
Even like because their accent is so heavy, even when he's speaking English, I'm thinking he's speaking African. I just laugh like that.
Yeah. That's it. They speak like in broken, like broken English and Nigerian. That's like they do in Spanish probably.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
Well, like always, it's a pleasure to have you in the building. I mean, I've been following you for probably since back when we had the Crush DVD and Mike Pratt days and all that too. So just to see you go through.
Shout out to Crush, man. Shout out to Avery and all them boys at Crush DVD.
Definitely. Even though I never made it on a Crush, I was supposed to be on one time.
That was my guy. Damn, how come you ain't never make it on there?
Because we were supposed to be one when D Black was alive. They had one on.
Rest in peace, D Black. That's my boy. Not to cut you off, man. He's the only one that would come see me when I was on house arrest before I went to the feds.
Oh, for real? Wow.
He used to come down the way. He'd be like, yo, Bliss. He's seen my portion. He'd be like, man, I don't come down the way unless I'm coming to mess with you. I ain't from over here. And he showed me love, man. I was on house arrest after when I came home. Well, I was on house arrest before I went in, and then after I came home, and then that unfortunately happened to him, and I couldn't even make it to his funeral. But rest in peace to D Black, man. He's a legend in Buffalo. If y'all don't know who he is, D Black, man. Definitely,
man. That was the homie. He done looked out for me so many times. Like
that was man.
And even like when people say like the same thing, like even like with D Black, like he wasn't afraid to go different places and like that too. And I'm kind of the same way. Like I don't even look at it that way. I'm cool with everybody. I go pretty much where I want.
D Black used to do some, man. We had some man funny times, man. Every time I was with him, something out the box happened. So it was hilarious, man. Some good times with him, man.
Definitely. So to see you from back then, I mean, with the music and all that too, and then you went through your situation to come out and actually take full advantage and go real hard with the music and actually get some success from it. That's definitely a success story, especially from somebody who seen it. Like I seen when you was younger and wilding and doing the music, you know what I'm saying, being serious about it. So that's definitely proud of you. If I never said that, definitely proud of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it.
Definitely. So I know you got a lot of new stuff, a lot of current stuff going on, but let's give them like a little bit of a background. How did you get started in music and all that?
I mean, I always wrote rhymes and stuff like that, and will always be in the streets, just listening to the ciphers and the and inspired by everybody on the block. My brother Johnny Blanco used to rap. Buddha and them used to rap. My big brother Buddha. Shout out to Jazzo. Shout out to Il Phil. These is all people from my block, legends on my block that I used to just watch rap on the corners, and they inspired me to start rapping. Then I started hitting the studios around like 16 with a few people. Just I was in the streets. I was doing it, but I wasn't taking it as serious as I should, and I had a bunch of opportunities that I passed up, and unfortunately the streets took consume with me, and I ended up catching a charge, serving some time in federal prison. And when I came home, I put all that in the past, and then put my foot on the pedal. Now I'm here, you know what I mean?
Definitely dope. And one thing I like to ask artists too, and it's crazy that I say artists, almost every artist I interview went to jail. When you're in there, was that like the stuff that you're doing now? Was this part of the plan? Like, did you plan this stuff while you was in there? Like, okay, I'm gonna get out and go hard with the music and do this.
Yeah, I actually funny story. My bunkie was from Philadelphia, Philly. We was just talking about. We was just
shout out
Philly. Yup, and Shout out to my bro E, man. He was my bunkie, and I told him, I used to tell him we used to be spinning laps on in the yard and stuff, and I used to be like, yo, bro, when I go home, when I get on tour, first show I get in Philly, I'm coming and I'm pulling you out.
Yeah.
And I actually accomplished that. Buddha was there for it. We got it on camera, you know what I'm saying? And I pulled him out on stage. And
that was the dude from the video that I was just talking about. When you was just
no, that was my man Rich Celeb. Shout out to Rich Celeb. He's from Philly. He's an artist from Philly that booked me out there. We have a record called I Had a Dream out. That's what you talking about when we was out in Philly. That's another show we did in Philly. But the first show I did in Philly was with David Corey on the Lost Art Tour. And I brought my bro, I hit up my bro E, and I brought him out there on stage, and I told everybody on stage, that I was gonna make it happen. And he told me, he was like, "Yo, you one of the few that actually made it happen." He's like, "It's crazy. We was in there walking, and now we here. You really made it happen." You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff I had planned, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna accomplish that." Another one was doing a record with Cuban Link. The record with Cuban Link, Son of Tony, right? Yeah. The record with Son of Tony was supposed to be done years back, but I got arrested and I wasn't able to finish the record. So when I came home, and I linked with David Corey, we were working on a record, and I reached back out to Cuban Link and them.
That's dope.
He had already had prior records. They already know each other. Him and David Corey. They're like, man, they were like Balistic. They were like, yo, that was years ago that we were supposed to get that record done. I'm like, yeah, I know, but we already got halfway there. Let's finish it. And he was down. He was like, yo, man, I got you, man. You know what I'm saying? And he came through full fledged. So I appreciate it. Shout out to Cuban Link. Shout out to David Corey. You know what I mean? That's I could go on about stories. We could talk about the Wesley Snipes story too if y'all want to go into that. That's a funny prison story, but maybe we say that. I was locked up with Wesley Snipes. Yeah.
Oh, snaps! That's gotta be crazy.
That was crazy. I actually was watching New Jack City with Wesley Snipes in prison. And he would do Nino Brown. I was locked up with Nino Brown, the real Nino Brown, in federal prison. And he would do impressions of him all the time. We actually had a big, huge video screening of New Jack City while he was there. He was telling the stories. And he was my yoga instructor too. I would take yoga classes on top of doing my workouts just to pass the time. And he was a real cool dude, man. I could tell you a lot of stuff, stories about that too. That was fun. I got crazy experiences. Yeah.
Did we watch that with him? I didn't even know that Nino Brown was a real. I thought that was just like a movie that they just did. I didn't know it was like based off of
was Nino Brown was the character in New Jack City that he played, right?
Yeah.
Am I playing? Yeah. So that was that's what I was saying. Yeah, I was locked up. No, I don't think there was an actual person. There wasn't Nino Brown. Oh, okay. Well, Buddha's saying there wasn't Nino Brown, so I guess there was. So there's some truth to that story.
Yeah, but that's definitely crazy.
That's a crazy experience. Yeah.
So you guys, that's mind-boggling.
When one day he got out, we kind of figured he didn't tell anybody when he got out. He didn't tell nobody because the press comes and they were hiding out trying to get pictures. Woody Harrelson came to visit him.
Oh, for real?
I was on a VI with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. They was on the VI together. Yep. Woody Harrelson is a real one, man. So out of Hollywood, Woody Harrelson, you a real one. And he was high as hell. I know he was high as hell. He was blunted, and he came to see his right hand man, Wesley Snipes, in there. Yep. He would come visit.
That's crazy.
He left, like I said, the Wesley Snipes left. When he left on the low, didn't tell nobody. Yeah. And a lot of people was hurt. You know what I mean?
How hard was it? So when you did when you did get out to get back into the swing of things with music, because like when you the music I'm hearing from you now. So even the music before was good, but the music I'm hearing from now is like super good. I know a lot of times people when they serve a little bit of time, sometimes they come out and they be like not stuck in the past, but you could tell they've been going for a while. But what you would just think like you just got right back in to the swing of things.
I was still performing while I was in the feds. We would perform.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we would perform every Sunday at the chapel, and I took full advantage of that.
Yeah.
And I stayed in tune with the new music that was out too. So I would in my head be rapping to the beats on the new music.
Oh, okay.
And I always was I had a real good concept of like a grasp of like growing with the music. I never was the type. There's a lot of my boys that want to stay. They would stay boxed.
Yeah.
And they never wanted to grow with the music. And I've always was the type. I used to be like, yo, we got to do it this way. They'd be like, nah, but that's not it. I'm like, yo, listen, you got to grow with the times. And there's nothing wrong with growing with your music. Now, there's a difference between selling out and growing with the music. People have cultures. There's all type of people coming out with different styles and different... some people will be like, "Oh, that's not real hip hop." No, that's not real hip hop to you.
Yeah,
that's their culture. You can't down where they came from. Yeah. You ain't gonna go over there when you in Houston and be like, "Yo, that ain't real hip hop." You know what what I'm saying? That's hip hop to them. That's their culture. I mean, it was birthed in the Bronx in New York. You know what I'm saying? We come from it. We have a different, obviously a different sound.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In Buffalo, New York, we have a different sound too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that they can't tell us that we ain't hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some people right now like, man, that ain't Buffalo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
you
no,
got a point.
Right? You know what I mean? Everybody has their own sound.
Like, even from a standpoint as a DJ, like a lot of music I listen to, like sometimes an artist will send me a music, say from Atlanta or something like that,
Right?
And it might be a record that's like super buzzing in Atlanta. I'm listening to the joint like, nah, this is not just my type of thing. But I respect it. I'm like, it just doesn't.
From a DJ standpoint, you're seeing. You'll see the culture of where it's coming from.
Yeah.
You'll see the people, understand why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that could bring us back to the point why we're here today about Puerto Rican Pac.
Yeah.
About how Pac and people was asking how that record come about. It came about because Pac was a big influence on me.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got kids saying that Pac ain't even hip hop.
I can't agree with
That's
that.
a whole
Yeah.
We could get into that in 2 seconds.
I respect everybody's opinion except for that.
We could get into that in 2 seconds. Well, Puerto Rican Pac is, I wanted to put out there that even Puerto Rico, we got we're inspired by hip hop. We have our own culture and own. That's why I got my man Wally on the record with me.
Yeah.
And shout out to AD Empire for doing the amazing production. But the basis of the track was basically to say we have our own style. We're coming up. We have our own sound of hip hop, and we was impacted by big, I can't even say the word. How big Pac influenced everyone. You know what I mean? But now you got people, the younger generation, or certain people that wasn't into that saying that Pac ain't ain't hip hop, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Which is just bugged out. But everybody has their own culture and their own way they came in, and that's all it is. You know what I mean?
And a lot of times, just thinking of a lot of times, like a lot of the younger artists, they don't know. They weren't alive to really know the influence of something that Pac had. Like I believe it was like Lil Yachty or one of those artists that said something about like Tupac wasn't important or something, like he wasn't that good like that.
Yeah.
But this kid probably wasn't even. He's probably 2 when Tupac died, so he would have no idea about it. Even like some of the, even though we're in New York State, like Buffalo is not like New York City, so even like some of the Furious 5 or those type of artists, I might not know every song or every person from back in those days because I wasn't really alive, really wasn't around. So I do respect everybody's opinion, but as far as I just get kind of when it's Tupac or Biggie,
you get
kind of
emotional. Like yo, hold on, man. And that's all it is. It's just like you'll have some people, from certain areas. It's just some people. Yeah, everybody's got to grow into understanding. Obviously they're gonna grow up and they're gonna realize what they said was stupid. But everybody's got to grow into understanding, and you know what I mean. Like everybody has their own culture. The Chi got their own sound. Puerto Rico's got their own sound. Buffalo, New York's got their own sound. Philly, everybody has their own way and own culture. The Bay, they got their own culture. Atlanta's got their own culture. Everybody's got their own culture of hip hop, and there's no reason to go just disrespecting them other people because you're not familiar and not people are like and they don't want to be accepted. You know what I mean? Of anything like that. They're like, I'm not familiar with it. So now there's certain things I believe is crossing the line, but that's a whole different subject too. But as far as hip hop, man, as long as you're doing your thing and you keeping hip hop alive, and that's all that matters in the long run. Everybody got their own version of it. That's all it is.
Definitely, and kind of piggybacking off of the Puerto Rican Tupac like that. As far as the guys you brought here with you today, how did you guys all get connected? Like, how did you guys start working together? Like, let's know that story.
I've been rocking with Wally for years since we was younger. We used to do shows at the Puerto Rican festivals out here in Buffalo, New York. Our families are, close. We just known each other for years. And he's, been doing his stuff on the, reggaeton and the reggae, Spanish, hip hop side of things. I would say I don't want to disrespect because I know they got their own versions too. So you don't want to disrespect. But so that's how I know Wally. He's from Buffalo, New York too. So we family. And then AD Empire. These guys reached out to me, and we ended up working on a couple records. And we talked like, yo, if we why don't we just do a whole project? You know what I mean?
Dope.
Let's see what comes of it. And I was already in the process of working on the album. This single is coming off the album that I'm about to drop. It's called Guilty.
Oh, okay.
I was already in the process of working on Guilty, the album, and we just started just doing more and more records together, and it came together. So now we got the album Guilty is here. Oh,
okay, definitely. So with the with AD Empire, like let's hear a little bit about where you guys from. How did you guys?
We're based originally from Toronto. Shout out to the Six. And then we moved. We moved to just the Niagara area. So we're like 45 minutes across the border. And my brother and I have been singing producing, rapping since we were kids, and we produced everybody from Obi Trice to Bone Crusher to
Oh wow.
CeeLo Green, Music Soul Child, the Commodores.
Oh,
We've been all over the place. But how we met.
But to go back to the Tupac really quickly, I think this is a great artistic marriage because Tupac for us is all time.
Yeah.
Like not just lyrical, his whole delivery. Like to me, like
What he
there's
stood
nobody
for.
unmatched to Tupac. The way like he had that the Black Panthers, Malcolm X kind of swag, but then he was gangster. But he was just so versatile. But then we've always liked Latino music as well. So I think with the Puerto Rican Pac, the way we there's that amalgamation of the reggaeton and the hip hop. Balistic is singing, and when we first saw Balistic on Instagram, we're like, man, this guy's versatile. He raps, he sings, and I think it's important right now. You have to be versatile in a world where people are just. We're oversaturated with so much music, and there's so much talent, and not that much talent that gets shine. So you've got to have something that sets you apart from everybody else. And so, like when Balistic, when we saw, yo man, you can rap, you can sing, and he's a storyteller. And then seeing Wally too, when Wally did his verse, it's just a nice cohesive.
But I think the cool thing about nowadays, there's pros and cons to social media, right?
Yeah.
The cons are a lot of mediocrity gets out there, and a lot of things get viral for no talent. But then there's that side where, without social media, we might have never connected with Balistic. But we saw him online. We knew about his stuff. We're like, this guy's dope. We're doing this album. My brother and I are, we're doing. So we're like, we'd love to get you on a record.
Yeah.
And then it was like, send him the record. He's like, yo, this is dope. And we're like, yo, this guy's really dope. Let's just do a project.
That's dope.
And within I think we've only known each other about 6 months. Yeah. And it's like we've known him forever.
I feel like we know Balistic
forever, yeah.
and Buddha and everybody.
Yeah, and it was just we just kept that it was easy to kind of put together this project because he's so dope.
Yeah.
So it was it's easy to when you hear his lyrics and his singing and I'm as the producer side of it, Adrian and I are sitting there going, oh, this is kind of easy because what he's doing right now, I get it. So I just.
And Balistic's not paying me to say this. He's a hard worker as well. As much as he is talented, he's a hard worker, and we really come from that, that hard work ethic. Being second generation Italian Canadians, and having our parent. My dad came to. Another track that's on the Guilty album, Survival. I talk a little bit about our version of Survival, and our parents coming here. My dad was 15, coming to Canada.
Oh wow!
And he was paying for his parents' mortgage.
Oh wow!
15 years. And he didn't speak a lick of English.
Shit, when we were 15, we were playing Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Goddamn Nintendo. You know what I mean? So it's just yeah. But he's a hard worker, man. So when I see that, it's just it's just a great thing to see. When people, I think, if everyone's holding hands, we can get to the promised land together.
Definitely.
Instead of kicking each other down. The more people collaborate and working on music together, we love that. We come from a communal background like that. We love working with people. So it's been a great experience, man, working with these talented
I put a quote on Instagram, and a couple people commented. I'm like, family support like strangers, and strangers support like family.
Yeah.
Right? And it's we were strangers, all of us, 6 months ago. Now it's family.
Yeah.
Right.
And we support like it's family. Yeah. And I got family that, don't support shit.
And just talking to y'all from the last hour that we've been like that too, I would assume that y'all just knew each other forever. And just to piggyback off of it, as far as the hard work, he's definitely hard work. Like I said, I've seen it myself. Even with it's kind of motivational too, seeing the stuff that he does. Because there's times where I do YouTube videos. He'll hit me up and yo, I seen that video, or you need to post another one. It's damn, he's so busy doing his stuff, he still got time to even motivate me. He might not even know that, just the conversations that we had.
Bro, I watch your videos for motivation.
Yeah, and a lot of people say that. They were like, yo, I support you, I watch your stuff, but he'll say stuff, and I'm like, I gotta go back, and I don't remember saying that. I gotta watch the video. He really was paying attention.
I remember watching it from, and even from the beginning, it was always entertaining. Your videos was always entertaining. So, if y'all don't follow DJ Bandana Black, BalisticMan just said, follow DJ Bandana Black, subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's crazy. Tell your people, tell your friends. He keeps up on some of the subjects that I got to go to you to keep up on a lot of subjects. But your channel congratulations to your channel. You grew. I mean, it's amazing to see where you at from the start. I was there. I think
you was one of the people who were pushing me.
It was 400. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm 400. I'm the 400. Now you got 40,000, 50,000. But it's the channel grew and it's dope. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, back to like how I compared you to me.
Yeah.
You as a DJ know you got to grow and you got to keep up, and I've been doing that.
Yeah.
So like, as an artist, I'm like, yo, I got to grow, I got to keep up. I'm keeping up with everything. I'm telling people about new stuff, new artists, new music, and they're like, I don't, you know what I mean? But that's what the entertainment industry is, and if you want to be in it, you gotta be able to keep up with all that.
And it's rare to have that. Like it's successful people who do have that mind frame. Like I say, even the. Like sometimes you'll tell me like, yo, you need to do a video on this, or did you see this? And I'm like, yo, I didn't even see this. Like, how did he have time? The channel really a lot of. If
you I got to keep you up to date if I see something.
Some of those videos and the ideas and stuff that you gave me, some of my best videos that's on there. So to see that you're so busy with music and stuff like that too, it shows that you're paying attention to everything.
Right.
That's definitely.
I got to, man. I got to. I mean, that's the only way it's gonna work. If I gotta keep up as an artist, it's the entertainment industry. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say that like, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't be like, I don't care about that. It's the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Huh? Keep your ear to the streets. You know what I mean? I got it tatted on me. You know what I'm saying? Buddha. That's our motto that we live by. Me and Buddha. You know, and a few of our other guys. You know what I mean? Our motto was ear to the streets. And you got to keep your ear to the streets. I mean, it's really tatted on me. You know what I'm saying? It's tatted on him too. It's tatted on a few of us. So I mean, that's just our motto. Keep your ear to the streets. Don't ever like you know, it's cool to if you don't like something, that's fine, but you gotta be up to date on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of debates and just straight up blatant arguments with people just because I'm like, yo, bro, this is what's going on, this is what it is. Nah, I'm like, all right, well, and a lot of the people that wasn't listening is left out now. You know what I mean? That's when you dolo right now.
When you get too comfortable is when you lose.
Yeah. And with the song too, like with that song, did you give them an idea what you wanted, then they sent the beat, or did they have?
No, I already did it. I already laid it down and sent the structure. I usually what I do is sometimes this is part of my formula. I don't really like telling people, but I got a structure of how I do my songs. Sometimes I'll hear a beat, I'll write right to that beat, and I'll finish it on that beat, or I'll hear it on a different beat and I'll lay it down and I'll give them the actual bone structure. Like, yo, this is it, and they'll follow around it. It just depends. They sent me a record not too long ago, and I'm just going off what they sent me. You know what I mean? That song in particular, I already had it written in my head.
Yeah.
I was just working. I was listening to a West Coast type beat. I was feeling inspired. I started thinking of Pac, and at the end of the verse, I said, "Ask your girl." She said, "I sound like the Puerto Rican Pac," and I was like, "Oh." This could be. I'm leading on to something. You know what I'm saying? And I just went with it. Same thing I did with Zendaya's song. It's like there's a few, which if y'all don't know, I got over 1 million hits on that record. Zendaya, shout out to Zendaya, my future queen, my future wifey, my WCW, my W, all that. You know what I mean? That's another record that went, real.
Yeah,
that
was great. You got a couple of hits, yo.
Yeah, that one got almost 2 million hits. She liked it herself. That was dope. And that was just something that just came out, boom. I just ended up saying it, and I was like, I'm gonna call this Zendaya song. You know what I mean? And I put it out there, and it ended up going. You know what I mean? That was another one. But Puerto Rican Pac, I was just like, I'm rapping and I'm feeling inspired because the West Coast type beat. I'm like, that's your girl. She said I sound like the Puerto Rican Pac. You know what I mean? And boom, Puerto Rican Pac dropped. You know what I'm saying? And I reached out to Wally to add the actual authentic flavor. These guys went crazy on the. What is that? The piano you're playing in there?
Piano and then
the Latin feel that you got, that concept, and then the bass. How would you?
Yeah, well,
this?
Because as producers too, my brother and I have always kind of like, I love the West Coast. I just love the West Coast sound. I've always been like, I love all types of hip hop, but something about live instrumentation on a track.
Yeah.
So Adrian being like the singer and the songwriter of the two. He dabbled, he does. And what's cool is with us, like being brothers, like he doesn't necessarily play an instrument.
Yeah.
But he goes, I don't like what you just did. I hear it like this, and he'll sing something.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. So then we did it up, and then he adds all the singing vocal stuff underneath, and then he's like, you got to do talk box. Like Balistic's like, you can't have a Puerto Rican pop record.
But then when we heard Wally do the reggaeton, I'm like, Luke, we got to switch it up. We just
you can't keep the same track.
But we got to add that because it's got to be authentic.
Well, then he's like, in that part, my brother's like, okay, do some do some
Lum,
like
lum,
Latino
lum, lum.
piano,
That
Yeah.
crescendo.
and then
Yeah.
you know, to kind of add that, to give it that authenticity with it too, right?
And that song,
that
just
was
the marriage of that song, everything is the vocals, the beat, everything, the levels, the mastering. It just sounds good. Like it just sounds like a
Yeah.
Nice clean record.
Yeah, nice clean record.
I just gotta buy 64 Impala and roll around with the.
Listen, my daughters
16
are walking
switches.
around going, Puerto Rican Pac, Puerto Rican Pac. My kids are like,
I know.
So
I don't know if you want to speak to Wally.
yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to. So Wally, with the song, so like you said, you had the idea. That's the guy.
We went to the lab.
Oh,
We went to the
together?
studio together to do it though.
See, I like that. I like going to the studio together to do a record. I always like watch a lot of interviews and people like, well, I just set this off to this person.
I'm a firm believer in that too as well.
Yeah.
That's how I did the record with David Corey. We shout out to David Corey. Me and Buddha shout out to Brooklyn and did the record in the
Yeah.
studio. Always have a better chemistry when you're doing it in the studio together. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Back to Wally.
Yeah, how was the process of doing the song and stuff like that too? Let's hear a little bit from you about that.
It was actually a cool process because it's actually the first time for me to do something like this, Spanish and English.
Yeah.
I mean, not actually the first time because I actually done other things, but not like this. So when he came up with the idea, I was like, you know what, let's go for it. Let's go for it. And when everything was done, actually, I was in love with the song because the guys at Empire did a great job, you know,
Yeah.
as producers, you know, as something that you actually want to listen to because I've worked with a lot of producers where they don't really give that time and the attention to the song or to the lyrics, and it's actually a down because you actually put your time and everything into the lyrics, and sometimes some producers don't know how to work around with.
Work around, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was pretty good. I was actually excited when he called me. And I'm actually grateful that they actually told me to let's work on this together and let's do it.
Definitely. Like, when I said when he sent me the record, it took me probably like a while because I work a lot too, to a while to actually hear the record. So I didn't want him to think like, oh, he didn't like the record. Da, da, da. When I heard it, I'm like, yo, this joint crazy. This sounds different too. It sounds good. And it sounds different than
Appreciate it.
a lot of other stuff that's out there. Just,
I really feel like I did my thing on that record as far as if you play that to the younger generation or to the older generation, as far as like I feel like if you really give it a listen to and give it a thorough listen to, you'll hear the influence from the older generation all the way to the newer generation.
Yeah.
After I start singing, after Wally finishes his verse, and we got a lot of, you could see the growth on that record alone. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you could see how it could go now in 2019, but it also has the influence all the way back to 95
Yeah,
or 96
yeah.
when pop was still buzzing. You know?
I'm excited for the project. I'm excited to hear. When is the? I know so you guys are actually working on the project as far as
The project's pretty much wrapped up. If some other records come along the way, that's cool. But right now we got everything we need. Puerto Rican Pac drops October 4th. I'm not sure if we dropping the video exactly on October 4th because we got to discuss some things about that too because we got some. So, but Puerto Rican Pac, the single, will be out everywhere October 4th on all platforms. Bandana will be spinning it before then on 93.7 WBLK or whatever it is. The Blackout Baby, the
Definitely.
best show on 93.7. Right? In Buffalo, New York.
And that's another example. That's another example of the slogan I go by. If it's how I get it first, if it's how I play it first, it's the way it is, the way it's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
excited to do that. We're gonna make a movie out of it.
But the album Guilty drops about 4 weeks after we're aiming about 4 weeks after the actual single Pac drops. Puerto Rican Pac drops. So we'll have a definitive date right around after after the Puerto Rican Pac single drops.
Oh, okay. And also too, for everybody who's if you're listening to this on the show, I'll put the links in my social media, but if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put all the links in the description also to everybody that's here. Keep you guys updated with the project and everything too. Like I said, I'm excited to hear it. We definitely got to do a official bandana review for the bandana fam and all that.
Yeah, we definitely got to
Also,
come back
too.
up here for the full project interview. We'll do something like that too. That'll be dope.
Definitely.
Yep.
And hopefully Saturday we'll be able to hang out for a bit too and
Right.
blast off the record. I like when I get a record first. It's not like as a DJ, I don't want to just be greedy. Like I get the stuff first, but I support a lot of people. So when people give me the chance to play something before it's out, or I get it first, that really means a lot to me. Like especially when it's a record like this too. Like if it was some trash, I wouldn't care. every record you sent me has been good. It's gotten better and better, and it's like it's crazy because it's so versatile. Because like, a record like this compared to like the what was the other joint I was playing? It was the I forgot. I don't play so many of them.
Right.
It has a whole different feel to it,
Yeah,
but it's just evenly as good of a record.
That's why I gotta thank 80 Empire for this album. They put together a whole new sound.
Yeah.
So everything that sounded like Balistic before sounds totally different now. It's got its own sonic
work. Like, and when someone listens to a body of work, I know people listen to music differently now. You know what I mean? It will really much in that like, you know, generation or era of fast food where it's just like you're listening to 30 seconds of this and 10 seconds of that. You know what I mean? But when people listen to the whole album, The Guilty, we want people to listen to it, you know, like they were listening to Tupac.
Yeah.
And like really take it all in and digest it and like go for a ride. Like even when the NWA movie came out, Luke and I bought this the soundtrack on iTunes.
Compton, yeah.
We rolled around for 3 hours to listen to that whole soundtrack. I want people to do the same shit when they listen to Balistic's album.
Yeah.
Starting with the Puerto Rican Pac and then the rest of the joints to just like take it in and like, yo, we're going on a drive Saturday night before we hit the club.
Because it's
And we're gonna
a
listen to
story.
everything.
Because he's built the story of his life and what he went through. So
Yeah.
you wanna listen to the tracks and go, oh shit, it's like reading a book, like chapter 1, and then
Well, I think being like music producers, it's like being a film director. It's like being like Francis Ford Coppola or Martin Scorsese. You know what I mean? You want to help someone tell. Like really, we're helping to tell the autobiography of BalisticMan
Yeah.
and this album Guilty. Do you know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, it's nice to be able to tell someone's story. And just to, make it interesting. You want to bring people in. You don't want people to say, "Oh shit!" After the first 30 seconds, we out next. And I think it is interesting, man. I think collectively, the 3 of us, the 4 of us, Buddha's involved as well. I think everybody did their job, man. So excited about it.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah, we got some dope stuff on this album, man. This album is like, it is like you said, it's like a little Goodfellas. It's more Guilty. The album is an introduction. It's more concentrated onto my life. I think I just had dropped the album called Those Days, and that was just giving everybody. I dropped so many records on the album. I got Benny the Butcher on it. I got Sia on it. I got David Corey on it, and then I got a lot of just BalisticMan that's on it. And it's all. If you go back and listen to Those Days, it's just different sounds, different flavors. It's showing everybody my talent capabilities, a little bit of my story, and just what I can do. That was me coming home and I was hungry and I'm like, yo, I'm just dropping whatever. Showing everybody I could do this, I could do that. This album is like a concentrated beginning story of, you know, my life. You know what I'm saying? And it will be more like he said, Adrian said it perfect, you know, like an autobiography of my life. And they were able to bring it out almost like a movie, you know what I'm saying? So
That's dope. That's a dope concept. Like I'm excited for
We got some sneak peeks, we got some people on the album, we got some dope features on the album, other than us, and it's gonna be official.
Let them know as far as where they can follow you guys, as far as like social media or anything like that also.
us 80 Empire on Instagram or on Twitter. So 80, the number 80 and Empire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You already know. Shout out to all my Latinos right now. Follow me on anywhere you can find me. Matter of fact, Google me. Google Wally La Amenaza and you can find me on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. We there.
Man, you already know. BalisticMan, 1L. Man, stop spelling my name. I see tags. Y'all always tagging me. It's 1L. I got it defined with 1L just so it stands out. BalisticMan, 1L. That's all. You could just put BalisticMan, all one word, and it's just going to pop up anywhere. Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, Pornhub, wherever you want to check. Wherever you want to check, BalisticMan, 1L.
Definitely. It's good too, just kind of off topic, but for... somebody told me a while ago, as far as like branding, like as far as when you're on social media, it's good to have one name on all of the social medias instead of like BalisticMan 1, BalisticMan 02 on this or like that too. Yeah. So that's dope that you guys already had that going for you.
Yeah, I actually do have BalisticMan 1 on my Instagram. It's different, but it's the official account. You'll see it. It's the first one, so I guess you want to have BalisticMan 1. The rest is all just BalisticMan. But if you put BalisticMan for anything, just even if you put BalisticMan on Google, it's all gonna pop up literally. I meant that too on Pornhub.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on Pornhub. Shout out to Monica Santiago. Go check out my new single Brazil. It's out now. Shout out to Brazil. I got a big fan base in Brazil. Shout out to David Corey on that. I got to thank David Corey for that part. You know what I mean? For that one.
Yeah, that's good. It feels good to have like fans and people that support you from outside of the country and stuff also too.
Yeah, they support hard, man. They love it. You know what I mean? I'm still in awe about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, seeing all these people, you know, supporting from all over. It's dope.
And speaking of outside of the country too, it's crazy. Like you said you guys are from Toronto, right?
Toronto, yeah.
On my YouTube channel, all the time, people always comment and say like, "Yo, Bandana Black, you sound like you from Canada." Or whatever. We can tell you from Canada or whatever. We got real Canadians here. Like, I don't think I have an accent. People always say it. Like, I guess we're so close to Canada or whatever. But I don't hear it.
I think, you know what, I think now the lines are blurred. It used to be more like Toronto was where, you know, there's, every time we travel to the States, we used to go to Miami a lot. People would always think like we speak like A. We catch ourselves saying A, or people would go, you live in igloos and stuff like that. But I think now with the successes of the Tory Lanes and the Drakes and the, you know, the OVO and the OXOs and all these cats, is that the lines are blurred now. People are not just looking at Canada or Toronto specifically. Like, yo, that one weekend in August, Caravana, that's when we got to go. Like it's the city has really, the city's always been cosmopolitan, but now like again, I think slangs too with the internet. Like I mean, like even growing up in Toronto, we're not Jamaican. We grew up with a lot of Jamaican guys.
Yeah.
So like, Wagwan star, you done no fam. And then you go to England, you go to East London and Brixton, and like British kids too are like, yeah, you done no
boy,
fam.
yeah.
Still, you know, you done no fam. Like we just did music for one of the guys on that Top Boy series.
Oh, for
you know,
wow.
and it's like, yeah, when you're talking with them, other than a little bit of the British accent like that, it's like he's talking like Toronto man's them.
That's
like,
like you can just change your accent like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Literally, it's like, yeah, man, you know, like the verse is coming in my bad, brethren. You know, like I'm just been mad acting, mad. But then like they'll go mad in England, mad. You know,
That's crazy.
it's mad.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's bug, right?
You could do like professional like prank calling and stuff. That's crazy. You just-
I know.
That's crazy.
80 Empire Bandana.
Quiet storm on WBLK, indeed, my dear lads, indeed.
Thanks, yeah. I can have them like fake call up and like on the radio and do like prank call. That'd be hilarious.
That'll be hilarious.
Definitely.
That'll be funny.
So before we wrap this up, is there anything that we didn't go over that you want to make sure just the people that
Shout out
know
to
about?
Gladiator Records, man. This is all coming under Gladiator Records, you know what I mean? So just, you know, gotta put that out there, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
80 Empire
Shout out to
Gladiator
80
Records. This is
Empire.
us right here, you know what I mean? That's the team. So, you know, just want to mention that. Make sure y'all go check out for some of my other stuff. I'm just gonna plug. I got the record out with Benny the Butcher, Body Not Found. I know y'all like Benny the Butcher. If y'all following, y'all better go check that record out. I got a record called Son of Tony with Cuban Link and David Corey. I got a joint, Real Love with Saya. Art Life, DJ Green Lantern produced that. I got a couple records, so y'all and a couple music videos to almost all of them joints. So go check those joints out. I just want to plug those in while I'm here. You know what I mean? Because I invested a lot of money into them joints. You know what I'm saying? So go stream them shits and share them.
A lot of good music, a lot of success and stuff coming up too, and it's crazy that to being here in the beginning stages of it and just like seeing everything that's going on. So I'm letting y'all know now before y'all go triple platinum and all that stuff too.
These dudes already went platinum.
I'm
trying to get like 80 Empire. They already went platinum. I'm trying to get like them.
Definitely. Before y'all all do it again, I'm gonna let y'all know now. I'm gonna start the rumor now. I ghost wrote all his music. And I'm really the producer behind 80 Empire. I'm gonna let y'all know.
Oh, man, we about to have the fake 80, the fake DJ Bandana and BalisticMan beef.
We
Yo,
gotta
back
start-
before Bliss blew up.
Definitely. We
I
gotta
wrote
start
that
the rumor
record.
now before all the millions and stuff come in.
Hell yeah. You got any other shout outs? Anybody? All right.
Can I say something really quick? For us, I mean, you know, we've always respected Buffalo.
Yeah.
And I think, like, you know, obviously, Toronto's a pretty big city. It's like the New York City of Canada. But, like, our mother, as a kid, used to listen to BLK when it was called The Hound. So for us, like, it just, for us, it's full circle that we grew up in Toronto, but we moved to Niagara on the Canadian side. But now we're doing, you know, we're working with Balistic and stuff like that, and Wally, and just working in Buffalo.
Yeah.
For us, it just feels like full circle, because we listen to BLK too as kids and stuff. So to be here and stuff like that and getting your support, Bandana, means a lot to us.
Yeah.
We've always had a lot of respect for the station and the city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think for people who don't know, man, other than obviously like the Griseldas and the BSFs and all of that stuff, but I think just in other pockets as well, I think Buffalo's having a real Harlem Renaissance right now.
Yeah.
Not just in the like financial sector with like the Pagulas and all of that jazz,
Yeah.
like on the, like I think in the street and in the arts. And so I love it because it's a great city, and I loved it before we moved here. So to have a small part of the Buffalo scene, for us, man, we really like, we're proud to be part of the scene in a small way.
Nah, man, you about to be part of the scene in a big way. You with Balistic, man. And DJ Bandana Black, the Blackout. This is legendary right here. So y'all about to be Toronto to Buffalo. This is what it is. You know what I mean? Buffalo, New York. I bet y'all didn't see this coming. You know what I mean? When was it? When back in the day? Remember they was talking? What y'all was talking about? Y'all was saying Buffalo. Now y'all saying Buffalo? It sounds like it's the same as Buffalo. Buffalo. Now it's Buffalo? You're from Buffalo? Yeah. Your tone changed.
It's crazy because yesterday I was just speaking of the whole Buffalo thing. Like I was saying, like with the whole 6ix9ine thing that was going on, whatever. Like, how people from New York City always say like Buffalo's not part of New York City. You're not the real New York. Da da da.
Yeah.
Well, now this whole 6ix9ine thing, he was from Brooklyn. Buffalo's our own thing. We're not New York City.
Let's not get into that topic. Buffalo Bills, the only New York State team. Nah, just let me.
Somebody told me, I didn't know. Somebody told me that the other day because I'm not really into sports. I didn't know Buffalo Bills were the only one that actually played in.
When I was in prison, you know, we there was always, you know, people. And I mean, it don't got to be just in prison, but I seen it happen where boys is, you know, everybody's going talking shit. You got New York, and then, you know, and then you got Buffalo, and everybody talking their shit. Oh, y'all not even New York. We New York, and then my man had told one of them like, yo, man. Tell Jay-Z to build y'all stadium, man. He built the Barclays Center. Tell them to build y'all play for Jersey. We the only New York State team, and it just a light bulb went in my head. I said, oh shit, I ain't never think about that. Damn, that was a good comeback, son.
It's crazy because the mentality here in Buffalo's always been like, I know, like, and I'm just making.
Let's chill before we start East. No,
I was gonna say,
East and West Coast, New York State.
I'm making. I love New York City, everything like that. Too.
I love New York, man. I love New York City.
Making jokes about, but it's crazy. Like our mentality here has always been, we've always been proud to be Buffalo. Like, we never try to say that we were like New York City.
Exactly.
Too, so it's just crazy.
Exactly, but I consider us all one family.
Yeah.
I love it. It's just friendly, you know, fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody's just poking jabs. We was always cool and shit like that. I love New York City. I always felt like we're all together. You know what I mean? New York always, you know, they're a little further, but we're all New York State and we're all together. You know what I mean? We gotta stick together. You know, especially in this industry nowadays. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I never been to New York City before, but I know I love it.
Man,
I'm the number one Dipset fan. I am Dipset.
Me and Buddha used to hop on the train. Yep. He said, yeah. He said I'm the fourth member of Dipset. Dipset Bandana has been supporting y'all forever out in Buffalo, New York, and your man Joe Button.
Definitely. I wouldn't
even though Button had some things to say about Buffalo at first. Let's not get into that.
Well, it's a long story, so I don't have time to say it, but I wouldn't even have the name Bandana if it wasn't for Dipset. Like, I'll tell you a whole different time, but I wouldn't have had the name. Definitely.
Yo, everybody, I know I thought I was Joel's when I was a kid.
You couldn't tell me I wasn't.
I swear to God, right. I thought I was Joel's, man, for real.
Definitely. Well, I appreciate y'all for coming through. Like I said, links will be in the description. If you follow me on social media, I'll tweet that out on Instagram, everything too, for you guys to follow them. And man, just looking forward to the project and things for the future to come. And
appreciate you having us, Bandana. Hold on.
I just want to do a quick shout out to the UAW. Hold strong, my people. I know the strike is strong, but we doing good. We're doing good. Yeah. Shout out to the UAW.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, shout out speaking. Shout out to everybody in Puerto Rico, man. You know what I mean. Hope everybody's good out there. You know, I know they're going through it. With all types of stuff, from the hurricanes to the government and all types of stuff. I know the people out there. I did not even realize how big it was till we was doing Puerto Rican Pac.
Yeah.
And my family and everybody's telling me like, "Yo, you don't know what's going on," and I'm like, I'm not in tune. I'm trying to be in tune with everything. I wasn't in tune until I realized what was really happening. You know what I'm saying? So, us doing the Puerto Rican Pac single, and since we promoting it, everybody, right? Right.
Puerto Rican Pac.
I just want to say, shout out to everybody, all the people of Puerto Rico. We stand with you.
Definitely. Well, it's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected. Remember, life is what you make it, so make it. We out, man.
Yeah. Like the Puerto Rican Pac, a Puerto Rican poppy. Been around the world, there's nobody that can stop me. Shout out to the feds, cause they always trying to knock me. But I'm just trying to enjoy my freedom and the fame. Like DJ Bandana.